Good morning. This is Munira from Chicagoland. I am the CEO and founder of Kismet Ventures, Inc. And I am on a mission where I find people who are adding value to other people's lives. And then I stalk them and promote them by exposing them in one of my videos here. And so my guest today is Coach Nick. And you have to excuse me because I don't know how to say your last name. So, hi, Nick. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me to be here. I appreciate it.
You're most welcome. So you do a lot of things with entrepreneurs, but only you don't call them entrepreneurs.
Yeah, not really. I used to. I mean, and ultimately, I guess they of course they are entrepreneurs. Yes.
Yeah, so let's start by, this is how I start all my segments is tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So, well, as you mentioned, I'm a coach, and that's why I go by Coach Nick, and my last name is Pereira. But I will share with you the reason that I go with Coach Nick is just because Pereira is too hard to say. So I had a coach one time tell me, one of my coaches, mentors, say, Nick, why don't you just go with Nick? And let's do something around that. And so we went with Coach Nick, which I really liked, and it stuck. So anyways, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 17 years old. So I've been around business, marketing, sales for a long time. And like most entrepreneurs, I really struggled at the beginning. I was passionate about what I wanted to do. I had a lot of big ideas, but I really didn't know how to go out there and systematically grow a business. And it was about 5-6 years into my own entrepreneurial journeys where I went through many different businesses, many different, good times, bad times, all that kind of stuff, that I met a coach. And I didn't really know what coaching was. But I sat down with this lady, and she really impressed me, and she really helped me transform my life. She became my mentor, but for 5 years of my life, really those core years when I was really making a lot of transformations, both in my business, but as well personally. And there was basically two things, if I can sum up those two things, those 5 years into two things, I'll sum it up in this way. I learned that ultimately our outer world is reflection of our inner world. How we react or respond to our situations and our circumstances is really influencing the type of experiences that we're having. And the second thing was that if we look at any business, whether it's a small business, a solopreneur, or a big, corporation, no matter what, if they're having success, you'll find that they have some model that they're working in. They're not just whimsically growing. They're not just having success by accident, but it's very intentional. They're very intentional, and they're building a strategy or a model. And my coach taught me, Nick, if you're willing to work on yourself from the inside out, and you're willing to work inside of a model, that you could be successful at whatever it is you choose to do. And so I hired her. I started coaching. At the time, I was selling commercial cleaning. I had a cleaning company. I was cleaning carpets. And we had a tremendously successful carpet cleaning company that we were growing after I started being coached. I drank the coaching juice, so to say, and said, wow, this is awesome. And one day in a coaching call, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And my coach said, well, what do you want to do? I said, I want to do what you do. And she ended up helping me sell my half of my coaching business. I had a partner, and I started pursuing coaching and training as my career. And that was about 5 years ago now.
Wow. Okay. So you went from having a hands-on business to a brains-on business.
That's right. That's exactly it. Yeah. I love that. That's great. Absolutely. Yeah.
So many people out there who require, coaching is for everybody. I'm a coach, you're a coach. Mm-hmm. But even coaches need coaches, right?
Absolutely.
And so the thing is, when I approach people, they come and tell me, I don't need a coach. And I see the growth that's stagnant. They don't want to grow.
Right.
What do you tell people like that?
Well, I would challenge anybody who says, I don't need a coach to say, well, that's fine. And I guess if you're happy with everything where everything's at and you don't have the desire to grow, then that's fine. But always remember that there's no such thing as stagnant. We're either growing or we're dying. And what I would say to that person is, where is it that you are willing to be challenged? And get a coach to challenge yourself there. At least try it out. Don't just ex-nay something just because you're like, I don't think that I need it. I didn't think I needed coaching either. I didn't really even know, like, as I mentioned, I didn't even know what coaching was. So I sat down with a coach and she was explaining to me, but it was because I was willing to be open and I was willing to listen and go, wow, okay, that makes sense, that I was able to learn a lot. And what I realized is that the more closed-minded we are, the more closed our life is. And the more our results get capped by our own mentality. So as entrepreneurs, as business owners, it is our job to be students first. Student first, keep learning, keep growing, and you'll be amazed at where it'll take you.
I like the way that you said either you're not stagnant, you're either growing or you're dying. So people don't feel like they should spend money. Most of them will come to free stuff. Do you give away free stuff? And what is it that you coach on?
Yeah, so great question. So yes, people feel like, I don't want to spend money on this. And that's only because I can relate to that. I didn't want to spend money on my first coach either. And mainly because it was unusual for me to spend money on that way. It's easy for me to spend money on, one of these gadgets, right? We're programmed that's normal. We're programmed to spend money on things and not necessarily invest in ourselves. This is not something that's really taught or valued highly in our society. However, if you look at people who are being successful, you'll see that they're highly invested in their own education, their own growth, their own knowledge. So I would say that it's pretty, if someone says, well, I don't want to spend money on this, I would just say that, again, challenge the way that you're spending your money now and think about how much you value your own self. You're your greatest asset. So if you invest in yourself, that's always going to pay tremendously. Do I give away free stuff? I do. I actually, anybody can book a free call with me. I don't mind, some people say don't do free things. Some people say do. I say do what feels right for you. For me, it feels right to do some stuff for free because my mindset around coaching and around sales is this. I always ask this question. What's the best way to sell a pizza? The best way to sell a pizza in my mind is give somebody a sample, right? If I had a pizza shop, I would bake a pizza in the morning. I would cut it up into bite-sized pizzas. I would head out onto the street and I would give people samples. That means I'm confident about my pizza. I stand behind my pizza and I'm willing to actually have someone try it out. Once they try it out and they say, wow, that makes sense, or I like that, fantastic. Come into my shop. I've got small, medium, and large. Give them an offer. In the same way, I help coaches and healers. This is the people that I work with. And coaching and healing is the same way because people got to know, like, and trust you. And so how are they going to get to know, like, and trust you is they got to sample you. They got to see what you can do for them. Remember, everybody's thinking, what's in it for me? So to answer that question, I like to jump on a free call with people and give everybody an opportunity to sample me. Let me help you. Spend 30 minutes with me and let me show you what I can do with your business in 30 minutes. By the end of that 30 minutes, if I've done something of value for you, then naturally I'm going to say, well, would you like to learn how to work with me more? Yes? Then I'll share with you, how we can work together. No, I'm good. Fantastic. This for me also, because my mindset is to be of service to people. I truly want to serve people. And that is part of my own practice as a human being is how can I be of service to people? So my goal always is that when I connect with someone, can I enhance them in some way? With some knowledge, with some encouragement, with a connection to someone else. How can I bring value to this person? If I bring value to you, then your life is increased. And whether you do business with me or not, here's what I understand, is our all-loving, beautiful universe and creator will reciprocate that. And because that will be reciprocated, I don't ever have to worry or stress about whether you particularly buy from me or not. I know that if I go out and I increase and I'm a service and I increase the value of people's lives, then naturally that will be reciprocated back.
I like that, but not all coaches like to do that, right?
That's right.
So I've heard coaches say, don't do free sessions, don't to give away things for free, and I'm of mindset, let's just do it, let's just give away stuff.
Right.
And so, this is my way of giving away stuff, because if I interview people and they hear you, one, you can get business, and one, I can put my word out. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But the thing is, I like the way you teach. So when you say, let me show you how to grow your business, what are you trying to show them? I mean, if you said two things. One of them was that every successful business has a model they're following. So do you then draw up a model for people who are in need? And do you only work with small businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs? I mean, what is your customer base?
Yeah. So my customer base is mainly other coaches. When I first started coaching, I actually didn't want to do business coaching. I went and I became a certified life coach. And I really wanted to just do like lifestyle coaching where I help people enhance their inner world. But what ended up happening is, because I have a sales and marketing background, I had all these other coaches start coming to me and saying, Nick, tell me how you're growing your business. Tell me how you're growing your business. And so eventually I realized that where I'm best suited is to help other people with their business skills and their business acumen. And it's also a way for me to giving back to the people who have helped me so many, with coaches and healers and spiritual mentors who have really helped me transform my lifestyle and my heart. I wanted to say, well, here's what I can give back. I can give back through the business skills and entrepreneurial background that I have. So what I do for them is I'll actually show you, is I show them this model. This model is called the Freedompreneur's Blueprint. And it is this simple model that I use to grow my business, and that I work with anybody who works with me. They also use this model, and it's tailored for them. So it starts off with the offer, the foundation. This is like laying the cornerstone of a house. If you lay the cornerstone down properly, the rest of the walls are going to be pretty smooth. If you lay the cornerstone down wonky though, right, the rest of the house is going to be wonky. So the foundation of a good coaching or healing business, and generally this can be adapted for almost all businesses, is understanding what you do, who you do it for, what problem you solve, and what outcome are people looking for. So this can be summarized in our, elevator pitch or one-line statement about what we do. So my one-line statement is, I help coaches and healers generate more sales. That's it. It's really simple. It's to the point. And you'll see the three elements are wrapped up in it. I help coaches and healers. This is my audience. This is who I'm working with. What problem do I solve? I help them generate more sales. So I solve a sales problem. And my outcome is also happens to be my problem in my case, which is generate more sales. So what happens when you work with Coach Nick? You generate more sales. So it's really easy for people to decide whether they want to at least sample me, at least connect with me, at least go, maybe I'll check him out. Because in this way, if you're a coach or healer and you're thinking, I want to know how to generate more sales, I'm telling you very specifically, that's what I do. So this is the first thing that I help people do as well, is get very clear on who they're doing, what they do, who they do it for, what is the problem that they solve, and what is the outcome. Once they do that, then we package a program or an offering. So again, if I was used to use the pizza example, small, medium, large. Well, as coaches, we also have packages. So I've got a program called the 90-Day Sales Accelerator Program where you work with me one-on-one. I have another program called the Online Sales Development Program where you go through a series of modules and you still get support from me, but it's more of a do-it-yourself, program type. So I've got a couple offerings. I help coaches and healers do the same thing. I have a couple offerings in tiers. The reason I like to have tiers is because then I can accommodate for people too. Maybe someone doesn't have the budget to work with me one-on-one. Maybe they don't want to work with me one-on-one. Maybe they're more of a do-it-yourself kind of person, right? Some people only want to work with me one-on-one and don't want to do it themselves, right? So, people are a bit different. So what I would suggest is you have a couple different offerings for your audience. Then I teach them how to do, this is where I personally will give away free things. I teach them how to do a free value offer. This is like a strategy session or a way where someone can sample you. And I teach people how to structure their strategy session so that they can explain what they do in a compelling way, but also give value to the person. So it's a win-win. And then we use 5 lead generation strategies. Social media, particularly, I have a program called Facebook Freedom, shows you how to generate 3 to 5 leads per day on Facebook. Now, this entire system is a non-ads based system, meaning I haven't spent a cent on ads. And I don't teach people ads. I'm not against ads. I just don't teach it. I teach particularly how to go out and generate sales. Here's what I've learned. I've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars that I wish I could get back, right, on fancy funnels, websites, pages where you can click through here and click through there, and your website will do 3 backflips and make you a cup of coffee. And at the end of the day, I had no clients. I had a lot of bills, monthly bills to support this system and that system and this system and that system. And I was paying this and paying that, but I didn't have clients. And I broke one of the very first rules of business that I had learned years ago, way before I became a coach and healer, but I was going through much of my own training, which was learn how to generate sales first, then reinvest into your business. This way, your business is always run in a profit. So one of the things I really am passionate about and feel strongly about is equipping people on how to generate sales without spending money on ads or on fancy funnels or fancy things. Then once you're good at that, then you'll know what to leverage. You'll know, oh, this is what needs to be on my website because you've done it 100 times before. You know it works. So the second thing is expert positioning, where I teach people like what you're doing. This is beautiful. You're having a show, right? You're having an interview series where you're giving value, but at the same time, you're positioning yourself as an expert too, because now you're bringing content to people. So I show people how to do that and the back end strategy of how to turn those interviews, to turn that show into sales. Events. I run online events, webinars, sales challenges, summits. I teach people how to put on events so that they can drive a lot of new people to their business. And then again, how to turn that into sales. Media exposure, how to get interviewed, how to get on podcasts, interviews, and mainstream media, as well as collaboration marketing, how to team up with other people so that you've got some referrals coming in and you've got, a system of like affiliates or a referral program. So this is the system or the model that I use, and it is what I teach. And this is what I give to the people that I work with.
That's awesome. I like the way you teach. I like the way that you're helping people not to spend a lot of money, because nowadays, everywhere you click, you hear ClickFunnels and, landing page and this and that. And it's like, if his business is working, so I need to have that, this, and the other. I need an affiliate link for this, and I need an affiliate link for that. And it's so confusing because at the end of the day, you've just started going around in circles and you've accomplished nothing because now you're running through the rabbit holes, right?
That's exactly it. And that's what I found. And we waste a lot of time trying to figure out, how do I get this affiliate link to work? And how come my website, I've got the same program that he does, but his website looks way better than my website, right? And so because and again, I'm not against those things like ClickFunnels and lead pages. I had them. I spent thousands of dollars on Infusionsoft. I had lead pages. I almost signed up for ClickFunnels before I'm like, stop, Nick, stop. Don't spend money until you know how to generate money. Meaning you may have to spend some money before you make money. I mean, that's generally, we have to put into something before we can get out from it. But don't spend it on those type of things, in my opinion. My opinion is spend it rather on coaching. And I'm not just saying that as a coach, but I'm saying that because spend it on something that's going to teach you how to generate sales. And then once you know how to generate sales, then you can take the money that you're making from your sales and then you can hire someone to do the fancy page and set up the ClickFunnel and set up the lead page. Because that's what the big guys are doing. They have those programs, but you think that they're sitting there, you know, setting those things up. I mean, some of them are, but a lot of them are spending their time selling and they're hiring marketing people to go and take care of that kind of stuff. And I would suggest that you do the same thing. The core skill for any entrepreneur to know is sales. So you have your passionate skill. Like you're a coach, you love to coach or help people, or you sell pencils and you love giving away and you want pencils to get out to the people, right? Great. That's what I call your passion skill. That's the thing that you'll do it whether you get paid or not. You just love to do it, and that's why you're out there doing it. But then you've got this business thing, this thing called a business. That's the skill where you got to, maybe it's not your core passion. Maybe sales scares you. Maybe sales doesn't feel right for you. Maybe sales is like, you think it's icky. But this is the actual skill that you're going to need to go be successful in your business. And, you know, I really believe, like, teach a man to fish, give a man a fish. When you teach someone how to sell, that's why I teach sales, you set them up to fish. When you teach someone how to use a fancy funnel, you are then dependent on that funnel. And if something in the internet changes, or if algorithms change, and people see this all the time, Facebook, ads, and then the algorithms change, and now they have to go learn it all over again, right? And all their whole system is like, because they didn't spend time learning the core skills. Business from the dawn of time has always been the same. Build relationships, serve those relationships. And I really like to take people back to the essence of business, because that's the core. Once you've got that down, and that's like habitual, then you can add the fancy funnels or the latest thing of this age, and say, I'm going to use that. That's fine. But you actually, those things aren't really that successful until you have the essence or the core down.
That is the core of everything, right? Because the people skills, the sales, and you know, many people I've heard, and I used to be one of them, is like, I'm not good at sales. Right. But we've sold ourselves any given time because we are always selling, right?
That's right.
We are selling when we go for job marketers, when we were going to college, we were selling ourselves, but we never put that perspective down and say, look, I'm in the sales business, only I just have to refine my skills.
That's right.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you sharing a lot of things, because you've shared so many little words of wisdom that can become a mountain.
Yeah, and it takes like one idea, right? One kind of aha moment or click, that something clicks in our mind that goes, oh, I get it. And what you said there is I totally agree. We're always selling. We may have not thought of it that way, but we're always selling. You know, I tell people, you're selling. You know, look, if you're single and want to get a date, you're selling, right? You know, you're selling, right? You know,
Yes.
right? You know. So this is like, sales is not a business skill in itself. It's a life skill. And it really comes down to getting good at being with people and developing a love for people. I mean, especially as a coach and healer, we have to have love of people. If we don't have love of people, we might be able to make some money, but I think at the end of the day, we won't make the impact that maybe we want to have. And maybe not everybody wants to have that kind of impact. But for me, when I'm teaching someone sales, I really believe I'm teaching them transformational skills. So we're putting it into a business context, but at the end of the day, I've seen people come through the program and go, yeah, my whole life is better now. Like, yes, my sales are better for sure. But in actuality, because I'm a better communicator as a whole, my whole life is better. And that's, to me, what it's all about.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I don't want to take any more of this. For people who are watching this, we are going to put this on Munira's Musings YouTube channel, which is up on, it just goes by my name, Munira Zahabi. You can like and subscribe. We'll have some links to Coach Nick's websites as well. And we hope to see you soon. And thank you so much, Coach Nick. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.